You know, I've given a lot of my attention towards the gay anime men this month, but I think it's about time I shift my focus the other way. I need to give the lesbians my love too, you know. Not as if they need to reciprocate or anything. Good everyone, I'm IrishAnimeFan, and this is the third video in a weekly series where I review gay anime short films to celebrate Pride Month this year. The anime we're going to be looking at this week is the Yuri/GL film Fragtime. Fragtime was released on the 22nd of November 2019. Based on the manga by Sato, the anime was written and directed by Takia Sato, and was produced by Tier Studio. I don't think there's a relation here. Mizuzu Moritani is an introverted high school girl who has trouble interacting with other people. She has the ability to stop time for 3 minutes a day, which she uses to escape intense social interactions. However, during one of Mizuzu's time-stopping sessions, it turns out that Haruka Murakami, another girl in her class, is unaffected by her mysterious power. From there, both girls are able to take advantage of stopping time for 3 minutes a day to roam the school and do whatever they want, where they will grow closer to each other and eventually uncover the secrets of their true selves. So plots such as these, which involve the manipulation of time as a way to further a romance, is nothing new when it comes to anime. However, this film is kind of flimsy when it comes to its sci-fi mechanics and how it actually works, because a lot of the information about Mizuzu's powers are still left as a mystery. There is no explanation as to how or why Mizuzu can stop time, or why Haruka is the only person who can move with her through suspended animation. But this film does better when it's preoccupied with filling in the gaps emotionally rather than logically. It's a bit like The Girl Who Leapt Through Time, where the flaws seen in its mechanics can be overlooked as long as they are able to serve the emotions of the story. And Fragtime to some degree succeeds in delivering its necessary emotional highs. The points where it slips up, however, mostly comes down to how disjointed its narrative structure is. There are frequent cuts to scenic shots of beaches and playgrounds, which obviously have some significance to the plot, but it isn't made clear what it's meant to symbolize. It's almost as if the film is merely feeling its way through its story beats as it goes along, which it's fine for a more stream of conscious style of storytelling, but I don't know if it works for this film. There is also a pretty standard relationship dynamic at play, namely because of the fact that the two leads are on the opposite ends of the social spectrum who end up getting together. As stated before, Mizuzu is an introvert with what seems like an extreme case of social anxiety, so she is not well versed in how to communicate with others. She uses her power to avoid uncomfortable social situations. In stark contrast, Haruka, based on appearance, is the popular girl in the same class, but lurking underneath her model student image lies a darker secret. To be honest, both characters don't leave a great first impression. The first thing we see Mizuzu do is look up Haruka's skirt, which, while it does highlight her yearning to be more open towards others, still comes across as a tad creepy. And Haruka, while she is justified in her reaction to all of this, didn't have to be that manipulative towards her in the beginning. But these two do grow on you over the course of the film, and their overall development as characters end up being quite cathartic, albeit predictable. The only other noteworthy character we see in this film is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, for fuck's sake. Oh dear. The only other noteworthy character we see in the film is Kobayashi, one of Mizuzu's classmates. The only thing we know about her is that she's in the table tennis club and she wants to become a manga artist. She may just be a minor character in the grand scheme of things, but she was able to make the most out of her limited screen time. She is a precious cinnamon roll who deserves happiness and success. And was I the only person who shipped her with Mizuzu more than Haruka? No, only me. Well, okay, you're lost then. The production was also nicely done in places. The character designs have a subtle yet defined quality. The animation, while sometimes a bit stiff, is at least consistently above average. It may be a little rough around the edges sometimes, but still pretty nice to look at. I'm also putting emphasis on the animation side of things because Tier Studio actually filed for bankruptcy in December 2019, less than a month after this film was released. It sucks that this had to happen because they were only starting out as an animation studio and just finding their footing into an industry that does not give animators their due pay. I would say that this would have been a nice project to end on, but it turns out that it was actually the second to last anime they had worked on. Their actual last anime production was... oh. Right. The sound department, particularly in the sound design, left a lot to be desired. I get that it wanted to achieve a heightened sense of verisimilitude by capturing the sound of the school environment without resorting to stock anime sound effects, but instead of creating atmosphere, it ends up being distracting since it jarringly cuts between different locations that just pulls you out of the experience. At least the music composed by Rionos, where it does show up, adds a nice contrast to the monotonous sound design. Considering she also did the score for Kazakhstan and More Glories before this, I trust her to elevate any source material she works on with such wistful pieces. Overall, while this was a pretty pleasant film to watch, it's still a bit bare bones in parts. There are short glimpses of greatness here, but as a whole it feels unfocused and in some cases incomplete. I don't know how much of the dissolution of Tier Studio factored into this film's problems, but considering they are so close together in the timeline, it's probably more than just a coincidence. It's not a bad film by any means, but I was hoping for so much more. I give Fragtime a 6 out of 10. Anyway, that does it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button and hit subscribe to be notified of whenever I upload a new video, or follow me on Twitter at IrishAnimeFan for updates and other miscellaneous things I happen to tweet. Links in the description below. Until next time, Slán.